Hello and welcome to a new video on the HKCM Global channel. My name is Philip. Today I will be taking a look at Newmont Mining, the largest gold miner in the world and the only gold mining stock that is listed on the SP 500. We will also be looking at the price of gold itself, maybe draw some conclusions from there. Let's compare the both, how have they performed over time, answering the question, where is Newmont heading in the near future? And as the title of the video suggests, is it ready for a large sell-off? So before we dive in, as always, if you like the content on this channel, please subscribe to the channel, like our videos, comment on the videos, all in all supporting our efforts here. Newmont, as is gold, both are part of our paid subscription services, we've been following the stock for quite some time. Let's maybe, before we dive in and look at the stock, let's look at the price of gold itself for the moment. Just a quick reminder where we are in the overall perspective. So basically, the assumption at the moment is that we are in a final fifth wave phase of an overall wave one, and then there will be a large correction for gold following a top. But we still have room to the upside here at the moment. If we look at the imminent structure and the very, very short-term perspective, it becomes more and more difficult to keep up the perspective of gold building new highs, because for quite some time I was expecting this fourth wave correction to have completed here. So basically within a triangle. So A wave, B wave, C wave, then a D wave and the E wave here, and then we could have completed and we should have seen a sustained breakout. We saw a new all-time high here, but we were not able to produce any follow-through. So now the market has started a new sell-off phase, and at the moment the only option I'm seeing here right now is that we need basically an ending diagonal to complete this fifth wave. So we need to hold this lower trend line here in order to be able to be moving higher again and seeing another all-time high here in gold. Otherwise, if we are now moving below the $3,300 level, I have to assume that a top has been struck. Of course, there is I will have to assess then on the way down if this might be another maybe a bigger prolonged fourth wave, and we are still overall in a bullish context. But for now, this is something I cannot I can't rule out that there would be another option, because I'm also prepared to chart for this scenario, also leaning to the fact at the moment that we are topping out, but then there could be a draw, basically a pullback into the 3,000 2,500 region, and then there would be the final up leg would start from here. So this is something I'm now keeping in the draw. Just taking, I have it here as an option, as an alternative option on the chart as well. So we'll have to see how things play out. As long as we are holding that 2541 level in the long-term overall perspective for the gold chart, we have to expect, or we have to consider the possibility that there will be new all-time highs formed before wave one completes. But nevertheless, in any of these scenarios, that wave one will come, and it's gonna be a monster, because the corrective phase that will follow is huge. And I know there's gonna be comments about people telling me that I'm completely insane, and I've been saying this for quite some time as well, expecting gold to be topping out. But nevertheless, it doesn't make it wrong. It's gonna happen, because it happens to any market, and gold will not be. It's not gonna be spared by the market and by its corrections. Just as a comparison, whoever has been in touch with that market, just take a look at the palladium charts and what happened to the palladium prices after the high was struck. The market was basically ripped to pieces, and I'm expecting a similar outcome with gold as well, because any market, whatever goes up will have to go down, and the harder it goes up, the harder it will go down as well. And especially with gold, it has been going up hard, very, very strongly in the last year and a half, and this is something which will be corrected, because it's just the natural things within markets. So that's the perspective on gold for the moment. So on the imminent chart, 3,300 is the next critical level. If this gets broken, then I have to consider a top, either wave 1 or the alternative wave 3 top, and there will definitely be some larger price action to the downside that will be followed by a break of the 3,300 level. Let's take a look now at Newmont. Before I show you my perspective on the current price action here, let's just take a look at and take in the beauty or not the beauty of the Newmont mining chart. Newmont has been around for a long time. I mean, the chart dates back to the late 60s. Newmont was definitely, as we can see here, part of the 80s gold rally and gold and silver rally here. And this is also an interesting fact because Newmont has had its all-time high for quite some time in the year 87, and it wasn't able to strike new all-time highs after that. Not even 2011, when the price of gold hit a new all-time high, it wasn't able to hit new all-time highs. It took until April of 22 for it to take out the all-time highs, and also not really take him out. It was just a little hop above it. Has been sold off hard ever since. It is now recovering, but gold has again new all-time highs, massive new all-time highs, and Newmont wasn't able to basically take part in that rally. Interesting chart, for sure. I do consider not even believing that Newmont is in a long-term uptrend, because it hasn't produced a long-term uptrend, to be fair here. And so, but I'm giving it the chance to prove me wrong here at the moment. So if we go to my scenario at the moment, basically what I'm expecting here is that the top in 22 produced a high within wave 1. Then we have seen a larger sell-off, which I'm at the moment classifying as the A wave of another wave 2, and we are currently forming the B wave. I am shorting the stock. There is a short target zone on the charts at the moment for our paid subscribers, and then I'm shorting the stock. I'm not expecting it to take out the highs at the moment, and I'm also not expecting an overshooting B wave at the moment, so I'm expecting this to hold below the 86.37 level, sell off. Basically first confirmation of the sell-off taking place, and the highs being in is breaking down below 55.41, which used to be a strong resistance in the past for the price. And then I'm expecting a new low below the A wave low from the basically February of 24. There's also already, for the paid subscribers, there is a target zone, a buying zone here on the charts as well. So that's basically my outlook at the moment, and I think it's also interesting to take a look at maybe how gold and Newmont performed next to each other. So let's just make a comparison and let's see how gold has performed compared to the Newmont stock. And I think it makes it clear what's happening here basically over the last years and the last 2 decades basically. So gold has clearly it's outperformed Newmont in terms of it forming new all-time highs, as we can see in the chart, and Newmont wasn't able to do that. So basically, if we go back to the highs here dating back from the 80s, the only time that Newmont was really able to take on gold basically was in 87, because we had these highs in gold around 1980, and then 7 years later Newmont was able to strike a new massive new all-time high when gold wasn't. But after that it was not able to do it anymore, because gold new all-time highs being hit, and Newmont took until basically 22 to take out the new old all-time highs. And again, actually also after gold had been able to form a new all-time high. So Newmont is sort of always late to the party, and it's also something I'm seeing here at the moment, because it took Newmont forever to get up here, because in all of that price action that gold had over the last year and the last 2 years moving up, Newmont wasn't able to break this resistance for quite some time, and it took it now basically coming in at the end of things. Now it's able to move higher, and it finally starting to reach the targets that I've been set out for over a year now, that I wanted the B wave to be reaching. So interesting fact. So Newmont definitely something that is coming in at the end, but also to take a look at the indicators, we are not We don't have much room here left. We are clearly overbought on the long-term indications, be it weekly, 2-week, monthly, they're all up there. So I'm expecting a clear signal to the downside in the near future. The first thing at the moment I'm looking at is the 4-day. I think it's going to be the first of the bigger time frames to cross down here in the MACD and also to be showing losing momentum, etc. Shorter time frames, daily has just crossed to the downside, so let's see where this brings us for now. I don't think that the daily will be enough to basically form the highs and to validate the highs, but it's a first signal. It's coming down. It's coming from quite significant levels. We are within the momentum. We're seeing some small divergences with the highs here as well. So let's see where this leads us. Of course, the real short-term perspective, it's looking a little better, although 4 hours stayed on the short signal, although it's trying to cross up at the moment, so there can still be some wiggles. And we still have room to the upside left, so let's not forget, because we are still fine and as long as we stay below the 86.37 level. So we still have some time to see even new highs within the B wave. So definitely not saying that the high is already in with Newmont. I'm leaving room here to the upside, but we are closing in on those highs. That's my perspective and that's my assumption at the moment. Maybe also to wrap it all up, let's also take a look at the indicators for gold. Interestingly here, things are already looking much better for the bearish case at the moment, because we have for quite some time already seen the cross on the MACD. Clearly losing momentum here as well. 2-week, similar picture. Also now we have crossed down on the MACD just recently, but we're also starting to lose momentum. The only one that's still holding up really strong is the monthly. Nothing to be seen yet. Only maybe the histogram on the MACD. It's losing some steam, but the momentum indicators are still green. There's no loss of momentum here yet. MACD isn't turning down yet, so we are still within the possibility, as I've just outlined in the video as well, that we are going to be seeing another all-time high for gold. But we are definitely either way, either it's going to be the case I've shown on this chart, either we are finishing wave 1 or we completing wave 3, coming down, holding above 2541 and then moving to a new all-time high for a final new all-time high, or it's going to crash right through and game over here. So, but this is something that's going to be taking months and months until this unfolds. So we'll have to take it step by step. The imminent 2 numbers from this video for Newmont, if we are going below 55.41, clear signal, the top has been struck, and in gold it's the 3,300 level if that is being basically taken out to the downside, and I'm expecting also gold to have topped out for now in whichever of the 2 scenarios shown. So thank you for watching. I hope this added some value, and see you next time. Take care.